Okay. Note to self. Ooh. I'm hearing double. Okay, so a note to myself. Definitely need ourselves a little intro scream, don't we? Yeah, so pure scuff all the time. Unlimited scuffery. So I am the Dungeon Slime. Nice to be here. I've just escaped my master. As you know, being a small slime, we tend to be beaten up by everybody. Even peasants can have a good go at us slimes. So, yeah. What we're doing today, what we're going to do today is have a little go at a Pendragon. They recently released a starter set. It's got a little solo deal in it, so let's give it a shot. Yeah, let's just go over here. Transition. Oh, using transitions. Things are getting advanced. So, Pendragon is an Arthurian RPG, if memory serves me correctly. The first little adventure that you get is this old school, almost choose your own adventure kind of thing. The objective is to teach you how to play the game. So, given I'm rubbish at learning games, it's probably a good idea for me to give this a try before we try anything more complicated. Okay, so lots of stuff. Solo quest, yeah. I mean, I'm a slime, so I know what dungeons are like, but I don't think there are any dungeons in Pendragon. Now, you should be getting the audio from Tabletop Audio. That might be nice and exciting. You get to hear my drony voice. It's going to be very exciting, isn't it? Yeah, okay, well, let's get in here. So the character that we're playing, this young squire. Okay. Oh, we're going to do some little... Your character. Here we go. What's we got going on here? Pick a name. Oh, well, I mean, we're a slime, so... You know, we don't have bits, so we can be anything we like. But let's be Gwen. Let's be Gwen. Character name? Gwen. No, not Gweb. Gwen. There we go. Completely not Scuff. Not Scuff at all. Right, personality traits. Anything interesting here? Next, look at personality traits. These quantify and guide your character's actions. All traits come in pairs with two values that sum 20. The results of these is written x/y. Okay, so that's yeah, fine. The personality trait list, religious virtues represents. This is always a problem I kind of find with these old things. They worship this strange mono god, and again, me being a slime, I just worship the big slime or the dungeon master. It all kind of depends on what kind of mood I'm feeling in. Now, other traits: energetic, gregarious. See, I did a little bit of this and didn't play around with the character sheet at all. So I had like the most average character in the world, like a true neutral individual. So with these, we're talking about these personality traits down here. So what we can do is we can modify these so that they are more to our liking. Well, I don't think that I'm very just. Never been a just. I'm a slime. You know, slimes aren't just, are they? No, not just at all. So let's do this. I wonder what things sound like. I should probably just go up here and click some buttons and check some stuff. 1 second. Let me just make sure that this is working. Okay, right. Sending stuff to the internet. Well, that's a start, isn't it? Okay, well it seems to it thinks it can push 1080p, so oh, there we go. Let's turn that off because no one wants to hear me, especially not me. Oh, there we go. Testing the old Scuff stream. Testing the old Scuff stream. Right, okay, let's get back to what we were doing. I don't need any of this stuff in here. Right, cool. So, yeah, honesty versus deceitful. Oh, well, we're young, and young people are deceitful. And I mean, I know you humans, deceitful lot. Always deceitful. 13. Generous versus selfish. Oh, I think we're a bit generous. Forgiving versus vengeful. Both of these always lead to interesting role-playing possibilities. So I'm gonna go hard into forgiving. So we're generally very forgiving, energetic, lazy. Well, as a slime, I'm very lazy. But as a squire, a young squire in the Arthurian times, maybe I wouldn't be very lazy. I'm going to be energetic. Also young. I'm sure as a young slime I was quite energetic. Chaste versus lustful. Oof. Definitely think we're going to be chaste. Yeah. You all remember what happened to Lancelot? He was a naughty boy. Okay, right. Merciful versus cruel. Well, I think, well, first of all, I've just realised something else that I need to make visible. Where's it gone? Ah, there it is. Let's make sure we can see that. Otherwise anything could possibly happen. It'd go wild. Everything would go wild. Back to here. Right, yes. Okay. We were talking about merciful versus cruel. I mean, if we're forgiving, I kind of presume that we're probably merciful. So let's pump merciful. We don't feel like we're cruel. And as a slime, we're used to cruel people. Right? We're always getting beaten up. Everyone beats us up. I got beaten up by a peasant once. I was just trying to eat some rotten corn, and they came out and hit me with one of those big old rakes. Terrible times. I was very sad. Modest versus proud. Well, I mean, you got to have a bit of pride, or else that's what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do in the world? You're terrible. See it. Yes. Prudent versus reckless. So what fun is it to be prudent? Let's be reckless. There we go. 16. Spiritual versus worldly. Well, I've already noted these strange oldie worldy humans and their religion. I'm a slime. Trusting versus suspicious. Oh, well, it's no fun. Well, we're definitely building ourselves a naive character here, so, you know. Old, what are we called? Old, Gwen. Valorous versus cowardly. I think valorous. Okay. Right, so we've done that. Personality traits. Traits listed in religious virtues. Okay, you may now customize your traits. All traits start at 10. Your religious traits each gain +3. Your valorous trait begins at 15. Did I just do all that wrong? You may now customize your trait values. Ah, bugger. All traits start at base value of 10. Your religious traits gain a value of plus 3 points. Remember, each of these reduce the opposite one by 3. Your valorous trait begins at 15. Oh no. Finally, distribute 6 points among other traits. No other traits may be raised above 15. Oh, I see, we've just done all that totally wrong. Okay. Now, like, can we just reset you back to 10 everywhere? 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. This has all gone terribly wrong. Everything's fine, don't worry about it. These things happen. New games, new systems. Not having a big old book in front of you. Right, so our Valorous starts at 15. Right. The personal traits listed in religious virtues. Where are religious virtues? Can you see religious virtues? See passions, squires. Ah, there. Chaste, forgiving, merciful, modest, spiritual. Okay. Personality traits listed in religious virtues represent the values most important to your religion. Right. Other traits, energetic, generous, just, merciful, modest, and valorous are particularly important for knights. Okay, yeah. You may now customize your trait values. All traits start at 10. Your religious traits gain plus 3 points. So that's chaste. Right. And chaste, forgiving, Most humans I've run into aren't very forgiving. They just hit you with rakes. It's terrible. Merciful, plus 3. Lose 3 on cruel. Modest. See, I think it's far more exciting to be proud, but you know. Spiritual. Blech. Okay. Your valorous trait begins at 15, so we are valorous. That's nice. Finally, distribute 6 points amongst the other traits. No other trait may be raised above 15. Okay, so we've got 6 points left to play with. We will play with. Reckless. So that's 2 points into Reckless, leaves us with 4. There you go. We can do the mash. We'll be trusting, as I said, a little bit naive, and like, energetic versus lazy. Okay. Once you've allocated all your points, fill in your final trait values. Done. Passions. After finishing your traits, move on to passions. Passions are intense beliefs. Ooh, intense. How exciting is that? Okay. Passions are intense beliefs that may provide inspiration, boosting a single skill or trait for a short time. Passions are especially useful in combat or when attempting a difficult task. If traits represent your personality, passions represent the values your character holds most dear. The most important passion is honour, and this begins with a value of 15. Okay. That one. There are many other passions, including adoration, devotion, hate, station, and chivalry. For the purposes of your character, we focus on 3 others aside from honour. These are homage to the Lord, love, family, and hospitality. These each start at a value of 15 as well. Well, there you go. For definitions, go read some stuff. We're not reading anything. No reading. Skills. The final step is character. Customizing your character skills. Because you are Cimeric Knight in training, you add 3 to your charge. Every family has a certain inborn talent for a particular skill. Roll 1d6 and consult the table. Natural talents lies. Now distribute 3 points. Okay. So, because we're navigating 3 in charge, horsemanship, and courtesy skills. Okay, so charge goes up by 3. Charge. No, combat skills, oh that makes sense. Charge. 1, 2, 3. Horsemanship. Horsey. 1, 2, 3. And courtesy skills. Curtsy. Oh. Curtsy. 2, 3. Go to this table. Roll a d6. Okay, we can do that. One. Keen eyes, awareness. So we get +3 to awareness. I've lost my character. I think it's +3. Yep, +3 to awareness. Cool. And what else do we have? Is there someone to note that down? Other horses? I'm not a horse. Squire? I don't have a squire. Homeland, heraldry, class, current home. Motto. Well, keep the dungeon clean. That's what my demon lord tells me. Okay. Finally, distribute 10 more points among skills, with the limitations outlined below. No skill may start above 15. No skill with a starting value of 0 may be increased. Okay, right. So the following skills may not be raised above the value of the appeal characteristic at the time of character creation. What's my appeal characteristic? Well, I'm not expecting to be a very exciting, handsome character anyway, so yeah, there's already one Lancelot. We don't need 2. So 10 points. Well, I think awareness is always good. Awareness is good. No skill with sword. So 2, 3, 4. So that's 6 points used. A little bit of horsemanship would be good. That's 7. Charge. Just take that up to 11. 8, 9. And a bit of brawling. 7. Cool. So. Okay. Ready to go. Okay. Ready to go. Now, what are we doing? Oh yes, back to the journal. Into here. Number 1. Oh, Sir Ectom's Manor is built upon the ruins of an ancient hill fort in the country of Penlyn. The hall, Sir Ector's place of residence, is a grand 2-story stone building with an entrance on the 2nd floor. On this fine autumnal day, with the harvest done and the air getting chillier, you are enjoying a brief respite from your duties with your friend and fellow page, Alice. The two of you are sitting near the warmth of the central hearth, playing a game of improvised drafts using river pebbles when the main door of the hall flies open. It's your friend Arthur. Oh, that's clearly the Arthur. Yes, we've all at least seen that. We've played in the dungeon all the time. We've got a big old projector. We put it on. Excalibur, yeah, not the Disney one. That's a horrible film. Don't watch that. Go watch Excalibur. Anyway, so my Arthur bursts in and goes, "Haha! It's all very exciting. Kay, Kay wants to do Quentin practice, and I asked if you could join us, and he said yes. Oh, that's very kind of him. So I leaped to my feet as a page. I'm not allowed to normally do this, so off I go. How exciting! Off to Solo 002. Yeah, oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? How handsome. The knight, if nothing else, is a mounted warrior. The knight is the most fearsome on the battlefield. Is most fearsome on the battlefield as a part of a mast-mounted lance charge. Ooh. Just imagine all those lancers charging at you. Not many lancers in a dungeon. I don't have to worry about that kind of thing. Learning how to ride a horse into battle takes years of practice. It requires riding at full gallop, holding a heavy shield in one hand and a long wobbly stick in the other. I love a long wobbly stick. All the while maintaining your balance and control of the mount long enough to score a meaningful hit against a target without falling off afterwards. That would make you look silly. Squires practice their aim with the lance using a device called the quintain. Quintain? Fair enough. It's all very technical discussion about that is, but it sounds like it's just a thing that has a like a little bullseye on it. You hit it with your lance. You get it. I've not seen one, but I get it. The idea is to execute a charge with a lance and try to score a direct hit on the disc. Exactly. And then as we run, excitedly run down, because we're a youthful, spriteful page child. We see that Kay set up the quintain and brought a small stack of rebated lances. They're normally lethal points dulled with a cloth bundle. Your excitement my excitement dims. Oh, my witness my dimming excitement. Yes, dimming excitement. As I see the four-wheeled contraption with a saddle on top, which must be pulled by two others in order to achieve momentum and speed. Kay seems to register my disappointment, and descend as I descend the stairs. What did you think I was going to get Bishop out for this? Bishop is the name of the horse. I'm pretty sure you get that. It is enough that the whelp promised to do my chores for a fortnight in exchange for his favour. Arthur looks abashed. Clearly he did not want Kay to mention that part of the deal. Yes. How much he likes it, eh? So now we get to roll one of these rolls. So we roll just first, and then we roll arbitrary if just isn't a success. Let's see if I'm feeling just today. I am feeling just. 003. Oh, that looks like an angry guy. Kay is 7 years your senior and has at least 2 stones of weight on you, but you feel you must say something. If this comes at the expense of Arthur having to do all the work for you, Kay, then I don't want it. You feel your eyes and your heart pound inside your chest. You would love nothing more than to take a shot for Quentin, but not at the expense of your friend. Everything is quiet for a moment. You see that Alice has come out on the landing and is watching the whole scene, which makes your cheeks flush bright red. Kay's expression is utter bemusement. Fine, he says at last with a shrug. For one fleeting moment you think you might have won this standoff. I guess this doesn't matter to you as much as the whelp said it did. Still, it would be a shame to waste my setting up for Quintain. I'll take a few passes with a lance and you the whelp help pull me. Well, there you go. See, it doesn't always pay to be just. Yes. Don't do it. Don't be just. That's what it's teaching us. Your grip of a lance tightens, and suddenly the pole feels like the extension of your own arm. You intuit how to shift your weight and position. Cloth-covered point, yes. The iron disc. Okay. Put a check next to your charge skill. Ah. Well, there you go. It did work out being just. We've got a free check on our charge skill. Go to 17. Without warning, the air is split with a blast of a horn. Your petty concerns and squabbles pop like a soap bubble as you all turn to see the Lord of the Manor, Sir Ector, riding up from the village of Cairguy. His household knight, Sir Jonas, riding behind him. Most knights in Britain serve in the household of a lord, thus their name. They are also bachelor knights from Bash Chevalier, low knights. I've had a few low knights. They are nonetheless members of the nobility, and to reach even their rank puts one in an exclusive group of warriors sworn to defend those who cannot defend themselves. I don't believe that for a second. I've seen you humans, and your strong types, and your noble types. They ain't helping nobody. You should come down here, into the dungeon. We're all helping each other. Well, maybe we'll do some more dungeony stuff one day. I've got a whole bunch of bits and pieces coming for that. Anyway, Sir Ector, an aging knight, looks to be in good humour. He reins his horse to a halt near to where you're practicing, and hops down. I have word from our king, Mawan, and his court. Mawan and his court pays a visit in 2 days' time to stay with us through the feast of St Andrew. Tomorrow we go hunting for a boar. The king must have a grand feast of welcome when he arrives. Quinton practice is over. A boar hunt is always an event that requires the support of a full household. You, Alice, Kay, and Arthur rush to follow Hector. So, I'm going to be honest with you. I hate having to read these kind of things. You know, I'm not a good reading slime. I'm kind of like a poor reading slime. I'm particularly reading and speaking at the same time. Not very good at it, but will persevere. I was reading a game recently and it had these massive blocks of text. I wasn't a fan. 18. Today marks a week before the Feast of St. Andrew. In the morning dawn chill and grey. You rise from your customary bed, a soft pile of straw in the corner of the hall you share with the other pages, and help the squires get the hearth fire stoked. I can relate. This is my life. I feel like I'm at one with this small human child. Just imagine. So much joy in that little bundle of hay. Anyway, Sir Hector is also moving about, preparing the hunt in consultation with Sir Jonas. Hunting is Hector's favourite sport, and he employs a huntsman, a gnarled old specimen called Glenn, to help him in his efforts. The hunt, you have gathered, has a lexicon all of its own. That's a word. The words like unharbouring and fumes and obey, and so forth. Although you have seen many hunts set out from Hector's hall, this is to be the first time you are invited along on one. And your stomach, my stomach, as I am of course this small child, human child, who's gonna, well, hopefully fight something big and terrifying. Yes, arrangements are made, hunting parties assembled. Yes, we're getting all ready. We're carrying our spears and calling our boar, and it's going to be a great fight. Yes, I'm working alongside Di, and who has his hands full managing the estate's pack of baying hounds. Grr, woof woof. Yes, baying hounds. Do you ever say this? Awan, the great shaggy coo, or wolfhound, who is a great favourite of everyone in Hector's household. He is also as big as you, but as gentle as a lamb. I mean, most rats are as big as me. I mean, you've never seen a pack of adventurers kind of be more concerned with a slime than they are a pack of giant rats. It's really a hard life being a slime, I tell you. Terrible. Yeah. The air is fresh from the rain overnight, and as you walk across the vale, the clouds begin breaking up, allowing you some golden sunlight. To the east you see the golden rays reflecting off the surface of Lyn Tegid, the mighty lake that forms the headwaters of the River Dee. It is said that beneath its waves lies a sunken city. Well, maybe we should go there. That sounds... I'd quite like the sound of a sunken city. Do you? Yes, of course you do. You and Arthur have snuck out a few times, but haven't seen anything so far. Aside from the scattered towns and villages, there are farms, and Glenn and his assistants from Cairguy. Got a head start earlier. And you see them approach bearing the fumers of the excrement of a boar inside the rim of their hunting horns. Fair enough. Whatever fills your boat. I mean, you humans are weird creatures, I tell you. So, oh, this looks like something exciting is about to happen. Sir Ector dismounts and confers with Glyn. Okay. The location of a boar's lair. Oh, they've got a lair. Kay approaches you. You see he is holding a sausage link. He tears it apart with his teeth and offers you half. You should eat something. Hunts can last all day. Kay does have his moments of compassion. As you eat, he explains the different calls of a huntsman. I tell you, can I zoom in a bit? Oh, I love the fact that doesn't resize. Oh, that's some Scuff content right there. Look at it. Look at that Scuff. Okay. I'm an old slime, you know. Terrible eyes. If I have eyes, I mean I have eyes here, but you know they're kind of just different bits of slime. One day maybe we'll get into slime anatomy. Won't that be exciting? Anyway, sausage. I've eaten sausage. As you eat it, he explains the different calls of huntsman's horn. Every night a squire carries a horn for hunts often range over a vast distance. This is before the time of silly men in red coats, but yeah. You should stick near to me, sir. And Sir Ector says, "Okay, if you get separated, just listen for our calls. Once we've taken the boar, you'll help us bring it back to the hall." Just then, Glyn signals for finding the opening stage of a hunt. The beast is unharboured, and the chase begins. The hounds set up a tremendous racket and nearly pull Dai off his feet as they begin moving towards the woods. The knights mount up, and Kay and Arthur rush towards their horses as well before Arthur stops, turns and hands his spear to you. "In case you run into any trouble," he says, his face grim. You feel a wave of gratitude wash over you. It's not as sophisticated as the knight's boar spear, but it's better than nothing. Honestly, I'm gunning for this boar. Just imagine it, being a boar, chilling out, eating truffles. Suddenly, a bunch of bastards on horses with big old sticks with sharp things on them end coming in and stabbing him. I can relate being a slime. I've been poked with more than my share of sticks. Bloody people. Gripping a spear, you break into a trot on foot, keeping up as the knights canter towards the woods. Soon you are among the trees, the dead leaves of autumn crunching softly beneath your shoes. The bracken and branches are not so bad here, and you keep an eye on the knights as they press ahead, dogs and huntsmen in the lead. It's not long before you hear a blast from Glyn's horn. The quarry is found, and the chase is on. Well, I see signs of movement deeper in the woods, and go that way. My breath ragged in my throat, and coming out in great white puffs. More horn blasts now from multiple hunters, dogs barking and howling, echoing among the trees, shouts fading into the distance. I look around, and I am alone. Okay. Make an opposed roll of my hunting skill versus the boar's avoidance skill of 10. You're trying to both succeed at your own roll. Hunting and roll better than the boar's outcome if he succeeds at his avoidance roll. This is called winning the roll. If you and the boar both succeed, but he rolls better than you, then this is a partial success. If you fail your roll and the boar succeeds, this is a loss. If you fail both of your rolls, this is a mutual failure. Rolling a 20 means you fumble your roll, and you stab yourself with a spear, and everything goes horribly wrong. Okay, so, I roll hunting. Okay, I think I'm not very good at hunting. Hunting. I'm really not very good at hunting. So I fail. And the boar rolls. Something. What have I rolled? 16. Oh wow, so they failed as well. We're not on 17. We're attempting to hunt a bull. If I succeed, if I win, if you fail or lose the roll, if you fumble. If you win, check the hunting, stumble. If you manage to partial success, if you fail or lose. So what was it when we both failed? If you fail, this is a mutual failure. Okay, so this is a mutual failure. This is a mutual failure. Mutual failure and a 20 roll minute. For opposed rolls, there is no penalty if you fail or lose your skill roll, apart from a simple consequence of failing. But this is not always the case. So we fail. "39. You wander the woods for what feels like hours. The day is growing long. From time to time, I hear the distant call of a hunter's horn, and turn in what I think is the right direction. But another call sounds from a completely different direction. I begin to despair of ever finding my way out of the woods, when suddenly I spot a remarkable scene ahead. A great mossy rock juts from a cliffside. Under the overhang, there is a lean-to hut. Its boards green with moss. A ragged hemp cloth curtain hangs in the door frame. There is no sign of anyone about. Do you investigate the hunt? If you go back the way you came, roll hunting. Well, of course I investigate the hunt. Who's not going to investigate the hut? Let's close some of these excess windows, shall we? Yes, we shall. Right, 40. You push aside the ragged curtain and enter the hut. There is a pile of straw in the corner. Again, straw. Maybe I misjudged you humans. Straw. In the corner of the hut seems to serve as a bed, and the only other piece of furniture are a three-legged stool and a small cabinet, both roughly carved. The rock of the cliff overhang forms the ceiling and three walls. Sounds cozy. You see a cave mouth in the far wall, and you can just make out the flickering of a feeble flame. Somewhere within its darkened depths, the sound of chanting, it seems discernible. Roll religion. Ah, dear. Humans. Religion. Do you think that's supposed to be a hash? I don't know. Angry man. Okay, let's double check something. Your character. Well, I'm going to presume that, like, I did have some religion. And let's, I don't know, make it the 6? That sounds like the kind of thing that you humans do, particularly in the olden times, forcing your poor weirds to study about weird people who live in clouds. I know some people who live in clouds, and they are weird, but still, I wouldn't worship them, because I'm not silly. I'm a slime, you see. Religion. Let's click on it now. Submit. Failure. Now, if you fail a religion roll, you may decide whether to press on. If you do, go to 40. Well, of course I press on. I'm no fool. Here's a lesson to your players. Adventurers, always go deeper until you've got a present. I mean, until you've robbed us. Then leg it, because we'll get you. The cave passage narrows and twisting and nearly pitch dark. Only the light of a hermit's candle in the chamber ahead provides some sort of illumination. You emerge into a makeshift chapel. The chamber is shaped like a beehive. Delicious beehive. And water drips from the cracks in the ceiling, soaking into the pebbly ground. Across from you is a crude altar festooned with images of Christ on the cross, the apostles and the Virgin Mary. Many small beeswax candles burn on the nooks and railings of the altar. In front, kneeling, is a raggedy old man, his head bowed. He's whispering and rocking back and forth. Lost in holy ecstasy. Okay. Either choose between or roll against spiritually worldly traits. Or pick. Well, let's have a see. Do we feel spiritual? I do. I feel spiritual. What's that going to do? If you succeed at spiritual, go to 43. You kneel and I kneel and clasp my hands in prayer, listening as the hermit finishes the liturgy. I possess only the basic knowledge of my faith. Like most members of the gentry, I only attend church on the major holy days and are untutored in the letters. I'm not a smart kid. Us slimes, we know how to read. It's common stuff. We can read chaotic, no problem. But I feel swept up in the moment and mediate on the effigy of Christ looking down at me from the altar until the hermit concludes. With a final amen, he stands and turns to face you smiling. Go to 45. What brings you to my humble chapel, my child? He asks. He's an older man, rugged looking, with a shaggy mop of hair and a bushy beard. Something about his bearing, however, reminds you of Sir Ector. You tell him of your misadventures in the woods, and of your separation from your party. The hermit listens with sympathy. Then taking up a large candle and blowing out for the rest, leads you back to his cell. I can set you on the right path, he says with a twinkle in his eye, but not before I have fed you and seen to your care. He bids you sit down on a solitary stool and departs, and is gone for a quarter hour, returning with a small basket overflowing with freshly picked greens. I have a small garden patch near the stream, he says. This bounty includes parsley, lettuce, and watercress, all of which he tosses together in a wooden bowl. He also has some gourd filled with fresh stream water, all of which he offers you. You should have some bread. You should have some bread as well, he says, and he opens his cabinet door he opens his cabinet door to fetch a half-eaten loaf from within. Your eyes upon something else, however. Inside his cabinet, a slightly rusted mail hallmark and a sword in its scabbard. The hermit notes your gaze. Ah, indeed, I was once a knight, much like your lord, Sir Ector. I held many estates and had a fine wife who blessed me with 12 sons. My word, what is he? Some kind of catamol? He pauses. You think he may be on the verge of tears, but he composes himself and continues. I lost all of my sons in just a few short years. The 4 horsemen visited my hearth again and again. When my youngest, my last, and when I lost him, I lost myself. I took leave of my senses and lived as a wild man in the woods for months, years. Then at last I found my wits again, thanks to the grace of the Lord. I saw a vision deep in the forest, a silver stag between its great antlers, a glowing apparition, a grail covered in shimmering samite. I knew myself once again, and knew my life's remaining years were to be devoted to a holy contemplation out here in the wilds. The hermit takes a deep breath and smiles at me again. All done? Good. Let me show you the way back. Thanks for the hermit's directions, I head off in the right direction and soon hear the sounds of the mort being blown on a horn. The boar is dead. Okay, well, we're going to leave us here at 53. This has been my first test of Scuff stream, and yeah, we'll meet back here for number 53. And the consumption of the boar, I expect. Farewell, humans.